Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Hey, Nix. How's it going? Turn the gain down a little bit. There we go. All right. Here we are again. Back to work. Yesterday's stream was really fun. I feel like we accomplished almost nothing, but it was really great. Lots of people came by yesterday. Nix, you're playing some RimWorld. You're recovering from barely sleeping this week so far. Yeah, I'm not sleeping enough either. It's a bit of a problem. Today I was like, well, I could just not stream. And I was like, no, you gotta. It's like going to the gym. You just gotta do it. Have a great stream. Thanks. Thanks, Pheasant. I messaged you on Discord. Let me know. Hit me back. But thank you. Thank you for the well wishes. All right. So we have a problem. The bounds we're defining as part of this clipboard thing is not working. Which is weird because I feel like we're doing this. Oh, we have a bit of a problem. Oh, maybe we don't. Maybe we don't have a problem. You responded? Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, so we're going to figure out this little bug, and then we're going to move on, which is, I think we're trying to make a single unified auto tiler. Yeah, okay, so why isn't this working? So I want to change, I'm going to be weird, and I think I'm going to change the structure here a little bit. You know, actually, we don't need this get clipboard bounds thing. We could just set the clipboard bounds as a part of this. So we could say like, should I just set the clipboard bounds to be the buffer bounds? Is that kind of how this used to work? I don't know if I actually did a commit yesterday. I didn't. So at least that means I can see how this used to work. Game.input.selection. Okay, no. So it's actually it is the AABB chords bounds. Okay, so it's actually the bounds that are being operated on, not the bounds of the buffer in total. So yeah, so for some reason we iterate over this, it doesn't do what we want it to. So what we're going to do is we're just going to say new AABB. Oh, this is a static function, right? Let's make it not. I would rather it be, but we might as well kill two birds with one stone here. So we don't need to actually set the clipboard bounds there. Are we actually using selection anchor for anything? Yeah, we are. Okay. All right, well, here we go. I don't think this is going to work, but I hope it does. Make our little thing. We grab a chunk of it. We try to copy it. Crash. Huh. This blocks in. Bounds. Yeah, this bounds thing is copy, place blocks in, clipboard, you can just copy to clipboard. Clipboard bounds is, yeah. I swear we're doing this. Resize. I feel like we're resizing boundaries elsewhere. I don't know why it's not working in this context. Could have sworn we're doing it elsewhere. Yeah, here we go. Let's see how we do it elsewhere. Bounds.resize buffer.get chords I. Yeah, bounds. Bounds is default. Oh, yeah. I guess let's do this. This seems to work. Do we know the selection anchor? Let's just flip these around here. So buffer, we can call this the initial. Call this the initial chords. I don't think anchor chords means much. Oh, we can't make this static. It's fine. This doesn't need to be static. Oh, and if it's not going to be static, we don't need to pass this in either then. We can just say, clipboard anchor. I don't like this, but this might work. And that's what we want to see. Once it works, then we can change our mind about what we like and don't like. Or we can, modify it further. So we make anything, literally anything. We select some chunk of it. We try to copy it. Okay, it didn't fail. It also didn't do anything. What if I switch back to this? Okay, still nothing. All right, what did I do? What did I do? Oh, I'm an idiot. Can we actually do that then? How's the progress so far? It's fine. We're getting to the point where we have too many auto tiling rule sets. We have like the auto tiling rule set for like basic blocks, for like regular blocks, and then we have additional procedures for auto tiling our two overlays so far. So like we have this overlay, which is like the, I think you'll like this overlay, Nix. This is like subtle, where we're achieving a grid view by just overlapping semi-transparent tiles. It's like definitely subtler than the selection one. Yeah, so I want to change things. I want to use this one more. I want it to basically go from, this isn't what we're doing right now, but I want it to be like, while you're doing an action, this shows up, and then when you've made the selection, maybe it sharpens maybe it adds like a solid outline. So like not this, but like, you know, the solid white outer line. Kind of like the way this works. So this highlights when you're hovering, and then it outlines when you select. I kind of want to make it work like that. But anyway, you actually like both? Well, good, because we're going to pretty much use both. So the problem is that there's 3 different auto tilers that do this, because there's like the auto tiler that's responsible for like this stuff, the actual physical blocks. And then there's an auto tiler that just does the selection overlay. And there's another auto tiler that just does this one, this kind of wash. And they all have their own rules and their own procedure for how this works. And I do not like that. I want to have one auto tiler with maybe a parameter that says care about outlines or don't. And so that's what we're going to work on, is having a single auto tile rule set that we can then use for whatever applications. Like, because I could imagine us wanting to do overlays for like maybe oxygen levels, or like gas, or like targeting or pathfinding. Like I can imagine a lot of applications of wanting to do tile overlays. And so I want to have just one process that can generate an auto tiling, regardless of what it's being used for. Oof, I gotta fix this too. Combining them would be smart. Yeah, so before the rules get too complicated, that's what we're doing. So we're kind of going to take a step back to do some organizing, and then we'll start going forward again. Is that the most exciting thing to be doing? No, but I think it's a good investment. So anyway, so what if I copy this? Oh, we crash again. Fascinating. We're going to figure this out. You think it's exciting? That's good. Okay, well, we're not crashing. But we're not doing anything really either. 51480 to 51480. Well, that's wrong. So, pourquoi? For each chord in, if not game input dot selection contains chords, continue. What? Maybe we're not actually specifying the chords correctly. Oh, so in other news, this having a parameterless, this is not good. This is not doing anything for us. So I'm just going to get rid of it because it's misleading. Okay, yeah, so the bounding box of the clipboard is not being expanded. Clipboard bounds equals clipboard bounds dot resize for chords. That should work. The only thing that I can think of is that this selection is not actually being managed correctly. I feel like it is, though, because we're definitely, like, using it to do stuff. The select only is not really what we need, but that's fine. Let's make sure that this is happening, I guess. It's not. It's not happening at all. Fascinating. Oh, this index plus plus thing is not working. It's not going to work for us, for one thing. Yeah, we have to change the whole way this clipboard is structured. That's unfortunate. I wonder if the clipboard should just be a... No, it can't be... Yeah, weird. So this, we never get to this line. So if not game input dot selection dot contains chords. Hash set of vector 3i selection. Is it possible that we're like clearing it? So we're reading it a lot. And that's working. Add, remove, add. Clear. Clear. Oh, we're clearing it. We're clearing it as soon as... Oh, I'm so dumb. Okay. Lol. Lol. We do need to change something else because it's not gonna work. We could say this. Let's say index plus. We can increment the index no matter what. That would help. I still don't like this. I don't like declaring a... There's no reason to declare this if it's the same size. It might as well also be a buffer, or it would probably be better to be something else. But hey, Rhiannon, how's it going? Why do we do a place blocks immediately? I also think this is wrong. I don't think we need to do this. It's going pretty good. How are we doing? It's good. Yesterday was so much fun. Yesterday's stream was great. I feel like we got nothing done, but we chatted it up. It was really fun. So hopefully today is a little chiller, because I really want to make some headway. We're fixing a bug right now, but I really want to make some headway on the unified auto tiler. All right. Can we copy it? No. We still don't get anything. Okay. You're gonna try to lurk today, so hopefully you won't distract. Oh, no, you're not distracting. The distraction is good, especially because I've been like really tired and unfocused, so it's been really nice. I'm definitely not complaining about that. If I'm complaining, it's that I'm tired and unfocused. All right, so pourquoi? So we handle our copy to clipboard. It'd be funny if me as the streamer complained about having viewership and engagement. It's the worst, you know? I don't see why I can't just work alone, offline, you know? No, it's really nice. It's really great. Our community feels like it's been growing very quickly, and it's very nice. My viewership isn't growing as quickly, but it's really great. Hey, Fusionist, what's up? We want to grow slowly. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Time to hit back. We got someone I can ban. All right, goodbye. Bye, spam bot. Eat photons. Blasted.
He's dead, Jim.
We got him. Houston, we got him. Chillin'. How am I? I'm good. I'm good, Fusionist. I'm not sleeping enough. And I'm working too much. But what else is new? And I can't figure out... Okay, I don't know why this line is duplicated twice. I'm trying to rewrite the copy-paste thing for some reason. I'm actually not sure what started this whole copy-paste rewrite. I feel like I have a good reason. But I genuinely don't remember why we're doing it. If people will come, it just takes time. You bet it's an exponential curve. It's definitely an exponential curve. It's just a question of what the exponent is. And, you know, how large of a time scale we're talking about. But no, we want it to be slow. We want channel growth to be slow. I like it because it's like the game there is no game yet. So there's not much to draw anyone in. But that's okay because only the most hardcore are here. And so it's like as the game gets more, you know, demonstrable, more people will come in. And that'll just be like a feedback loop. And then once the game is playable, that'll hopefully really accelerate that curve. Yeah, slow and organic. If you build it, they will come. But what if I build it, then I rebuild it, and then I rebuild it again? Did it have to do with the flood fill? I don't think so. It had to do, it's a side effect of it's all side effects. All we're trying to do is write a unified auto tiler. And I think that required us to change the selection process, how the selection works, and then changing how the selection works is now causing us to change how the clipboard works. So I think it's like a second or third order side effect of what we're actually trying to do. But what if I reworked the ship editor? That's what we're doing right now. But yeah, I'm having a problem where the copy paste is basically broken. And I think it has to do with changes I've made to the boundary. Here's a simple, I think this is a simple way we can do this. Yeah, there's a way simpler way we can do this. So there's going to be a public. How do we do it here? This should be like get only, shouldn't it? No, it can't be, can it? It can be get private set. So we're gonna have a public entity ID. This is gonna be clipped blocks. This is gonna belong to the tool system right now. I don't think it needs to belong to like the edit system. So I'm gonna move this down. Public void ready. Just do the same thing as this. No room buffer needed though. So we just need this part. So we're gonna say clipped blocks. So we're gonna make a buffer. The only issue with doing it well, no, this is an edit time thing. I guess there is no issue with doing it this way. This should be good. We need you to run game.toolsystem.ready. Instead of there being an edit system, I'm kind of tempted for there to be... Well, I guess there has to be an edit system. I want a way of organizing systems into system groups. I'm thinking about how I'm going to do that. And I think system groups will have, like, access to some amount of shared state. All right, so the way we're going to change this clipboard thing is right now we're, like, creating like an array of blocks, which we could still do, honestly. But I think what I want to do is instead we're going to use a buffer. So we'll say here, so we got preview blocks. Let's get clipped blocks. New buffer 3D read write. Actually, I don't need to do that out here. I could do that in here. Hold on. Will it get upset if there's the same variable here? Yes, it will. Cool. So we're just going to do it out here because right now there's no reason not to. Rhiannon, this has nothing to do with anything, but one of your favorite things about programming is coming up with an elegant abstraction that makes developer experience better. You just implemented one in a package you maintain for work, and it's small, but it'll cut down on lots of boilerplate. Yeah, that is really nice. That is really nice to do. That's the temptation of, like, it's partly the temptation of clean code though, because it's like you always want to reach for that abstraction. But I think what people are learning nowadays is to, like, do it thoughtfully, right? Don't always just immediately go for that. It's the angel and the demon sitting on the shoulder. Yeah, it is. It is both in one somehow. You try to be pragmatic about it. Yeah. I think that's fine. I think if you look at something and you're like, you know, an abstraction would be good here. I think, and you've already got the thing, so you're like aware of what the requirements of it are and everything, like the actual requirements, not like the on paper requirements, but like it's something you've been working with and you're like, you know what would help here? This. I think that's a great time to introduce an abstraction. I think where people get in trouble is they do it on paper first. They like try to presuppose. But then that's just the great demon of premature optimization, right? Right, so we can still have clipboard, copy to clipboard, buffer. What buffer have we been passing into that? I guess it can just be the preview blocks. Doesn't need to be the settled blocks. Oh, it has been the settled blocks, though. That's curious. That's fine, I guess. Settled blocks. Clipped blocks. So this isn't an assignment anymore. This is just... So all we need to do is we just need to track the offset. So we know the anchor point. And if we know the anchor point, we can calculate the offset. I could call it origin, but anchor, origin, whatever. Whatever. I'll do what I want. All right, so we're not returning this anymore. This is just a void now. I don't think I want to calculate clipboard bounds. I think I want to get rid of that concept altogether. And so instead what we want to do, so buffer, this is like input. This is the input, and then read only, or the inputs read only, read only. You know, maybe we shouldn't be pre-fetching the buffers. Maybe we should just be getting them as we need them. If we eventually have a system that like handles like read-write dependencies, we probably want to do that. But right now, I guess we just don't have to care. And I like not having to care. What we are going to do is we are going to just say if input.length is not equal to output.length, throw new argument exception. But an output must have the same length. And then this is in for each coordinate in the input.AABB. This is where we can have our continue. And then here we say output get index towards output dot span Actually, we can just say output dot set towards. Say input dot span, or we could just say get towards. No return. All right, this is simpler for sure. This could also be static now, but let's not worry about that. All right, so that simplifies the copy step a lot. And then what we have to do, though, we have to say erase all blocks. Oh, we still need these clipboard bounds, don't we? Actually, maybe we don't. I'm gonna have a new function called cut to clipboard, because we need to remove things as well. Oh, but in that case, it needs to not be. Where do we do the cut? We erase from the preview blocks, and then we sync the buffer changes. Okay. So we're going to have, separately, we're going to have a cut to clipboard. And this is actually going to be, we're going to swap this so that it's the preview blocks. And then so the difference here is the cut one sets the output based on the input, and then what it does is it says input. Is there, do I have a clear command? I do not. I probably want one. We have get, we have set. I guess what we do is we want to set. No, we do want to clear it, huh? Let's say public void clear vector 3i coords. And we're just going to say span get index coords equals default. Public void clear int index span index equals default. So here we can say input.clear. Oh, I wrote that there in the buffer read write. We also need to put it in a buffer read only. Oh, no, we can't do that in a buffer read only. Duh. It's read only, you know? All right, so now the cut should do that. All right, so we've got our cut, we've got our copy. We don't need to do this on the first frame. It doesn't make any sense. Prior bounds, I don't know if we want to do it this way. Maybe we do. Game.input.selection. All right, let's not worry about that. The erase all we do want to do. Oh, no, we don't need to do the erase all because we're doing it in the cut now. So let's at least see if that works to some extent. I say as I have some kind of error here. Oh, yeah, the clipboard doesn't exist anymore, huh? So the hover, what is the hover going to do? Place blocks in. So this version of the function we don't want anymore. We similarly don't want. Okay, so this version of the function just doesn't even work. So here we'll say reveal blocks in, prior bounds, settled blocks. So you reveal the underlying settled blocks into the preview blocks. And then here we want to place blocks in. We really are just trying to merge them all, which I think I already have a function here that basically does that. We have an erase all. We have a merge. Maybe we need a merge all. Yeah, I need an index. Oh, but we do need an output. This is the wrong place to do this, I think. So what if we have a version of place blocks in that has an input and an output and an offset? Bounds, read only. input, buffer 3D read write output, and then an input, a vector 3i offset. So we're going to say for each vector 3i in chords in, do we need the bounds? No, we don't want the bounds anymore. So we want to say for each in the input, what we're going to do is we're going to say if not buffer dot, we're going to say if the output dot AAB does not contain chords plus offset, we continue, because that would be invalid. Otherwise, we say block merge. Here we say input dot get chords, and then we say buffer is output, and then this is output dot get index chords plus offset, and then hidden blocks is chords plus offset. All right, so we do that. So now here we say place blocks in. This prior bounds thing is probably not what we want. But here what we can do is we can say, so we got to calculate the offset. Offset is chords minus clipboard anchor. The input is the clipboard blocks, the clipped blocks. Yeah, I'm concerned about the prior bounds thing. Bounds equals clipboard bounds dot move. I feel like there's a world in which we can do something, but because you can copy, you aren't necessarily just copying like a rectangular or a cubic or whatever you want to call it, rectilinear bounds. It might be pockets of things because you can select multiple groups simultaneously. Which is maybe something I shouldn't have allowed, but I want to allow that. It's just maybe a little annoying to use in the context of the editor tool. So we grab this. Already we're off to a rough start here. The hover thing isn't working. What if I just try to copy something? Oh. Okay, it's getting upset with me. It's because we're not revealing. Dang. What would be the best way to do this? How are we going to do that part? So we need the reveal, but without the bounds. We need a version of this without a boundary check. So we can say in input dot AABB. Here we also probably want to say if. Yep. as well. It should probably be called reveal all blocks in, rather than just reveal blocks in without boundaries. But whatever. Whatever. Where did this function go? Oh, here it is. Okay, if not, hidden blocks dot contains. Oh, that should be included here. Oh no, it is. It is. It is. Oh, maybe we should do that then. Maybe it should just be reveal hidden blocks. Maybe it's reveal all blocks. We could just say for each coordinates in hidden blocks, say output.set chords equal input.set. Say hidden blocks.remove. Oh, we shouldn't do this. We shouldn't alter. Yeah, whatever. That's fine. We'll do it this way then instead. It's not good to alter the contents of a container while you're iterating it. It's not terrible, but like I'm gonna try to not do that. All right, can we use this version? If clipboard is active, we don't worry about bounds anymore. Real blocks in. Well, let's see if that is less upset with me now. So now if I grab a chunk and I copy it, it's very slow. I wonder why it's so slow. It's uncharacteristically slow. And if it goes away... Okay, yeah, there's something weird happening here. Maybe we do it this other way. Maybe we just call this reveal blocks. Maybe we say reveal hidden blocks. Let's see if it gets upset with me about this. It shouldn't, because we're only removing an element with it after we processed it. So that should be fine. And we crash. Because I changed the name of a function. How dare I? How dare I have the gall to change the name of a function? All right, let's see if we can identify where this slowdown is coming from. It's not from here, I don't think. Huh. Made some food. You didn't miss much. I'm doing something that is causing a catastrophic slowdown here. Maybe it would be useful to calculate the bounds for this. Like, we don't have to use it for much, but we could use it for... Yeah. I don't think that's the source of the slowdown. I think there's something else going on that's causing some catastrophic issue, but... I mean, it's got to be in here, I guess. Must it? Must it be? I think it must. Maybe we should try to just move the clipboard bounds. Let's try it. So if the output doesn't contain it... So if either the input or the output... So if not input.aabb.contains... This one would be coords minus offset or output. So the bounds are the moved bounds. Use the offset to get back. So we say block merge, input get, coords minus offset. And blocks add coords. What kind of food you got? Not that I'm hungry. I've still got my coffee here. I ate breakfast really late, so I still have half of my thermos of coffee. It's really nice. You made Japanese curry with brown rice and baked garlic plus kefir. Nice, nice. That sounds good. Rhiannon, your breakfast was a 12-ounce Red Bull and you're still running on it. Oh my god. I cannot do it with energy drinks. I can drink a lot of coffee and be okay. Like when I go to my local little breakfast diner, they just keep refilling the coffee cup, and I always accept because you want to encourage, you're like training behavior kind of, and you want to make sure that like any time that they see you with and they're holding a mug of like a carafe of coffee, that like they know you want more coffee. So I'm like, I can never say no. I'm just like more coffee, and I'll end my breakfast and I'm like, I think I've had 6 cups of coffee. And that's been a lot sometimes. You had vegetable korma curry last night? Nice. You have unmedicated ADHD. And by unmedicated, you mean not medicated by a prescription drug. Yeah, I hear those are hard to get nowadays. I hear there's shortages. So, you know, I think what you mean is that you're self-medicated. Nix, you usually drink a Monster throughout the day, only when you're working, though. You usually have way too much sugar. Yeah, sugar is what gets me. I love tea, I love coffee. I love LaCroix, like little sparkling water things. But I have a problem with sugar. But for some reason, I don't want sugar in my beverages. I end up introducing it as like a little snack. Like if I have tea, I'm like, I need a little tea snack to go with my tea. Or if I'm having coffee, maybe I'll have a pastry. Or pancakes if it's breakfast time, you know? Like I do like something sweet, but yeah, cannot be in my beverage. I don't know. Guess I'm just built different. No, I actually have a problem with sugar. I really like sugar. How British of me. Okay, yeah, that works. One of my formative moments, like a decade ago, when I first started working in coffee, was like, I think I accidentally put coffee in a woman or sugar in a woman's like iced coffee. And she looked at me with this like crazed expression on her face. And she was like, I have not had sugar for 2 years. And I was like, I'm sorry. It's like accidentally giving like a drug to like someone in like AA or something. Like accidentally giving someone like spiking someone's drink and they're in AA. I'm like, oh no, I'm so sorry. I accidentally put sugar in this person's iced coffee. Ruined their life, probably. They probably spiraled out of control after that. I never saw them again, so who knows? Who knows what happened? Yeah, processed foods are tough to avoid. Like my breakfast this morning was like granola, homemade granola and strawberries and yogurt. And it's like, it's a good breakfast, but it is still quite sugary because you've got the strawberries, I put like, there's sugar in the granola, there's like dried cherries on the granola. It's like, you can still eat quote unquote well and still be like loading up on sugar. All right, so my theory here is that what we can do is we can get a boundary. We can still get a bounds because I think the problem is we're trying to do this massive copy every single frame. So I think we still need to restrict the behavior to an extent. So I'm hoping this will do it. The thing I need to double check is that I'm calculating balance correctly. So this version of the reveal blocks function I don't need. Actually, I guess I need a version of reveal blocks in that has an offset. No, it doesn't. I don't need an offset. Because the offset has to do with the input. The way we've written this. You only need the offset when you're trying to read into or read the input. You don't need the offset when outputting, so we don't need it for the reveal. All right, so how do we set this up to be correct? So prior bounds is clipboard bounds, so I do need to set the clipboard bounds. So let's go to our clipboard bounds function, copy to clipboard function. I kind of need an overall bounds of the selection, but I think we can just get that. So we can say clipboard bounds equals new AABB. Nix, you actually found it about 3 months ago that you have type 2, which sucks. Yeah, I'm sorry. That sucks. So you have to be really careful about the type of food you eat if you want to keep your limbs by the time you're 50. Yeah, my dad got type 2 a long time ago now. Probably like at least 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago at this point, probably. And yeah, he's kind of gone back and forth on it. He's like lost a lot of weight, gained the weight back, lost it again, gained it back again, lost it again. So it's like, it's a battle to, you know, manage the type 2. But with medication, he's doing a lot better. So you can definitely manage it. But yeah, it's you take a lot of stuff for granted until a doctor tells you like can't have it anymore. And then you're like, why not? Wow, when you got diagnosed, you had like such an astronomically high sugar level that they would have warranted hospitalization. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, my dad got really sick, and then got diagnosed. He probably had a similar situation. Tomorrow you're going to DMP to have your first real checkout. Today you just got your blood test. Nice. Yeah. Good luck. Hate going to the doctor, but you know, you got to do it. It's like at a doctor, the only good news is no news, right? Which is kind of demotivating. All right, so we're going to set this new AABB. It's going to be set to the clipboard anchor. I don't like having this kind of hidden state in here, but we're going to do it. Where it's like presumes that the clipboard anchor has been initialized correctly. I would probably prefer to have that as part of this copy, but whatever. We're going to do it. And then here we're going to say clipboard bounds dot resize. Oh, I'm going to do this correctly. I'm going to do this. I always do this wrong. Resize towards I always fail to do the assignment. You haven't had a too hard time dealing with it so far? That's good. It's a pain, especially for people less fortunate, like the ones that can't afford the medicine. Yeah, the medicine makes a huge difference. That was definitely very clear to me. All right, so we're going to set this boundaries when we copy, which essentially it's not like a totally accurate bounds. It's kind of like the bounds that we use for the flood fill. It's like it represents the maximum area that we're operating on. It doesn't represent like you still need to compare it with the selection. But it should be okay enough for us, especially because we're doing merges. Not like erasures or anything. So we do that. We set the clipboard anchor. We copy to the clipboard. We set the prior bounds as clipboard bounds dot. We don't need to do this. We could just say prior bounds as clipboard bounds. I don't think we need to do this part. I'm getting very unconfident about my understanding about how the system works. So I'm gonna just copy that out in case that actually seems to have mattered, because I don't think that matters. Shouldn't we also set prior coords to coords? Oh, we don't even get coords. Prior bounds is clipboard bounds. Prior coords should be selection anchor, shouldn't it? Oh, this is a little rough. The way this works is confusing to me. Let's say so offset is coords minus clip. You know, I'm not gonna mess with this. I'm gonna keep that line in here because it's giving the correct behavior, and I very much lack confidence that I know what changing that is gonna do. Oh, we also need to update cut blocks to clipboard. I forgot. We need to do the same thing here. All right, so let's see. This is really not what I was thinking I was gonna do on stream today, but you know, it's all right. Do we reveal blocks in every single branch? I guess we do, huh? We should probably... Oh, not for paste for some reason. Which is interesting. All right, so hover. Cursor chords. Excuse me. Clipboard offset. Clipboard active offset is chords minus clipboard anchor. Okay. That seems fine. Bounds is clipboard bounds.move offset. Oh, so I guess assigning the prior bounds doesn't do anything here. Huh. Okay, that should be fine. Bounds is that. Real blocks in bounds. Place blocks in bounds. Am I doing checks? No, we don't need to do checks. Is a set a merge? Span get index equals value. Oh, no, we don't want to do a set, do we? We do not want to do this as set. Yeah, we want to do it as block.merge. Block.merge. Or no, that's not... Reveal blocks. Oh, no, reveal blocks in can be a set. Place blocks in needs to be a merge. I'm a bit concerned, but let's see. Let's see what we get. See what kind of behavior we get here. All right, the music is getting a little too cinematic. Play some of this. All right, let's see what happens. Copy. All right, it kind of works. Kind of works. Wax on, wax off here. The reveal part is not working correctly, but we're getting there. Okay. It's funny. I think I understand what's happening. It's moving the bounds, but I think we actually want to... We need to do the reveal before we move the bounds, and then we do the placement, is I think what that needs to be. The best kind of works. The best types of work, yeah. The kind of works is the best type of work. I get what you mean. Even if neither of us can express it clearly. All right. So yeah, I think what we do here is we actually use prior bounds first. So I actually think here what we're going to do is we're going to say, I'm going to hide this. And then here we're going to say, we're going to do the reveal, and then we're going to move everything. Actually, we could just say prior bounds. That might work. hope. Unless I broke something else. All right, we got it. We got it. Clipboard's back. Back again. All right, what about cut? Oh, that's not good. Yeah, that should not remain. Unfortunate. All right, let's try a cut. Cut. Oh, it worked. It lagged quite a bit, but that's fine. Paste. Lagged quite a bit. The flood fill is like having a hard time now. Right now. Unfortunate. We were not having that kind of lag before, which is unfortunate. Yeah, because literally all we're doing is syncing the buffer changes. And then obviously that's running the flood fill system. And we're seeing a slowdown because that's not happening asynchronously, which it can't really. It could, but we would need the task. Essentially, we would need to say, whenever there's a sync, run the fill system. If another sync occurs before the fill system is done. Oh no, shoot. We write directly the preview blocks when we do a sync, when we do a flood fill. We need to do like a sync back after. That's a problem. We could do that a couple different ways. I don't want to get bogged down in that right now. That's an optimization problem. All right. So but it does work. However, when we start a selection, reveal blocks in prior coords. This should be prior bounds, I think. So we don't see this kind of same slowdown. Oh no, we kind of do, don't we? Oh hey, this is kind of almost working again. I mean, it's being weird, but it's like, yeah, I don't know why this little guy is having a hard time. The little cursor hover thing. And so if I grab some of this, oh, I should not be able to do that. So I had this was hovering around. And then I hit select, and that actually selected that. Also a problem. View blocks in, prior bounds, settled blocks, preview blocks. I think the distinction between prior bounds and prior coords is a problem. Well, let's see if this fixes the thing I wanted to fix by changing this. And if it does, then we can address that. So if we copy this, and then we let's say we change our mind, where we click out. Yeah, okay, it's gone. Good. And if we cut this, Okay. And we can paste this. We can keep going. And what if I try to drag paste it? All right. So except for the lag, this part's all working, which is good. Yeah, I think I want to get rid of prior coords and only use prior bounds, because prior bounds can be a single coordinate. And it's more flexible than prior bounds. So like right now, what if I'm like messing around here? Like let's just say I'm messing around and then I hit eraser. Yeah, that's what I thought. But if I change it to say prior bounds, there we go. That's what we want to see. Yeah, so prior chords is a lie. I kind of want to just get rid of this. Let's copy it. Let's comment it out for now. See if we can swap it. We just need to make sure we're maintaining it as, I guess, the only thing then. Prior bounds. Not sure if prior bounds needs to be set to this, but prior bounds, because this can represent a volume and not just a single point. It can also represent a single point, but you know, then it's just a volume of, or a box of size 1 or whatever. All right, I want to do another test. Well, I got to fix this first. Is there a single command where we don't want to just reveal blocks in prior bounds first? Is there any case where we don't want to do that? I don't think so. I think paste, we don't do it, but paste is like the exception. But one exception would be enough reason to not just do it by default. Hey, Daniel Galahad. Galahad. Daniel Galhad. I'm sorry, I'm butchering the pronunciation. How's it going? You love FTL? Sorry, I might have missed your message. Cheers from BCN. Thank you. Yeah, we're working on an isometric 3D version of FTL. So we're working on this kind of block editor tool to build out these 3D ships and, you know, other areas of the game. Well, welcome in. Thanks for checking it out. All right, yeah, so I think for the sake of paste, we cannot do anything differently here. So when we begin a place, we clear the selection. You declare the prior bounds. Interesting how we don't do anything else. It's a little concerning. Here, we do an erase new active blocks. Our coords, bounds. Yeah, we can just do prior bounds for everything. Occasionally we might just plug in a coordinate, but it's an implicit conversion from a AABB or from a vector 3 to an AABB. Not the other way around, but you know. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, we're going for a very low res pixel art style. We're trying to be very, you know, I'm just a solo dev. So we're spending a lot of time on tools development to hopefully make the creation of this game you know, an efficient and enjoyable experience. But we're definitely still deep in tools dev. Which always surprises people. They're like, you've done 200 something episodes. I'm like, yeah. True. I'm just getting started, you know? All right. I'm sure there'll be no negative consequences to what I just did here. I feel like we pushed so many levels down from where we want to be that we're going to start popping back up, and I'm going to be like, what are we doing? Why are we doing it? That was like the beginning of the episode where I was like, we're changing how the clipboard works, but like, why? Like, yeah, so Daniel, we can, oh, I got to fix this little hover thing. That's fine. So we can make these 3D volumes that will eventually be, you know, like ships, bases, things like that. Ignore this little hover thing. I don't know why it's just stuck there. So we can like hollow these out and like make rooms and stuff. We've got a bunch of complicated cutaway things. So we can start demarcating rooms. We broke our cutaway system somehow. This is not how the cutaway system is supposed to work. Oh no. What did I do? Uh-oh. Huh. Okay. There's supposed to be a nice multi-level terracing effect happening. It is not happening. And that's kind of fascinating. Because as far as I could tell, no changes being made to... Huh. Weird. Alright. Well, a mystery. Rhiannon, have they ever built their own isometric autotiler and editor? I presume so. Hasn't everyone? Nix. Well, game dev is not easy and it takes time, especially when you're solo dev and only doing this part-time. That's true. That's true. But the unfortunate thing is you're competing against everyone else. So it's like, I don't know. I think that in the years to come, I mean, people are pissed at how like misrepresented team size is in like when they did the Summer Games showcase, and like Jeff Keighley was like, I forgot what he was like, Claire Obscure was made by like a small team of like a couple dozen people or something like that. And it's like, yeah, the core team was, but then there was like, you know, contractors and interns and outsourced studios and like, so it's that's one thing. So like team size, people always like to emphasize small team games like Balatro, the one Stardew Valley. People love it when one person makes a game. So I think that's good. I think that's a marketable element of a game. And I also think that over the next few years, handmade, like non-AI games, I think handmade is going to be like a new, like almost like the video game version of organic, right? It'll be like it's a premium thing if you can say this game was not made by generative AI. I'm banking on those things. The like the kind of like small team size like fetish that everyone has, and also the like desirability of handcrafted stuff. So I'm hoping that even though I am competing against everyone else making games, including, you know, big studios and stuff, I'm hoping that it will be okay in the end, that we did it slow and we did it manually, even if it takes years, you know. All right, so I forgot what our problem was. Oh yeah, the cutaway system doesn't work anymore. Like, what happened? Is it because we're clearing the select? No, that shouldn't matter. What did we do? What did we do that altered any aspect of the way the cutaway system works? Let's go look. Tile system. Line 640, we did something. So we did something in the 600s here. Starting at line 640. I'm pretty sure that's not the cutaway system. Yeah, the cutaway system's way up here. So cursor coords we use. Blocks.aabb we use. Oh, we're interested here. Interior cutaway blocks by cursored room. It's a mouthful. We pass in a block buffer and a room buffer. We utilize the game input.cursor coords, which seems to work. When we're doing the terrace, though, oh, I changed the way that AABBs work, and I think I have a bit of a problem. Cursored bounds equals new for each room and cursored bounds.resize. Ah, this new needs to be cursor coords. That should fix it. So we were resizing a bounding box. Rhiannon, handmade will definitely become something special in games. It already is in physical commodities, and once AI slop takes over the market, handmade will become something to market on. Yeah, I think so. I think people will contest you every step of the way. They'll be like, that's not handmade. Because I've heard of a lot of game devs getting shit for things that are not AI, but people will be like, that's AI. They'll be like, what's this AI slop? And it's like, what do you mean AI slop? We like paid someone to make this. And they'll be like, well, then the artist used AI and didn't tell you. And it's like, oh my God, the era of deepfakes. The age of the deepfake is upon us. Okay, what if I do this? Don't mind that. And then I hit E. All right, that's what I wanted to happen. All right, does the cutaway work now? No, it still doesn't. Dang. What did I do? Oh, it wouldn't have worked. Is it? Nope. Oop. 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 What? We're not getting our nice terracing effect that we're supposed to be getting. What happened? How did I mess everything up? Resize. Are we resizing anywhere else? Oh, cursored coords is not... We need blocks. This needs to be blocks.aabb.viewAbsolute. Not that that would do anything right now, but that's what it would need to be. I wonder where else I'm using resize. I think I messed up a few things by changing the way resize works here. I didn't exactly change the way resize works, but I kind of did. Okay, we use it in the fill system. That's probably an issue. No, that one's fine. Okay, what about this one? bound span equals bound span room dot resize. Are we initializing this anywhere? Oh, bounds dot span I equals new AAB. Oh shoot. All right, we have to revert a change here. Because apparently it did work the way I thought it did, just not in this situation that. So it's gonna be int dot min value. No, not int. Vector 3i dot min value. Vector 3i dot max value. And then we need to stop this stuff. Next, it's really sad how a lot of people think everything is AI now. I mean, it's not their fault. They're trying to be on guard. They're trying to, like, you know, they're trying not to get fooled. Like, I think it's good for people to be skeptical. But yeah. It's very hard to, like, do that to the right amount. Because it's very easy to go too far with your skepticism. Like, the boundary between skepticism and paranoia, the division between those is very thin. Hey, Adagon, what's up? How's it going? Yeah, if you're skeptical to the point where no matter what image, everything is yeah. You're not an AI? That's something an AI would say. Does anyone remember that old episode? I say old, it's still like from one of the later seasons, but it's probably pretty old by now. Anyone remember that old episode of South Park where there's like ads, and it's like an episode of Blade Runner where like people don't know if they're an ad? It's good. It's very good. All right, so let's go make sure that I didn't ruin everything here. That's fine. This is what I get for changing the implementation of something. Actually, I guess we can, if we know that we can declare it like that, we probably should. If you can declare your AABB with an initial coordinate, you should, but you don't have to. And some of our systems depend on or aren't able to, and so the system needs to work in that case. So we had to restore that functionality. Let's see if we did it. But yeah, being skeptical to the point of where you won't accept any evidence to the contrary, that's beyond skepticism. That's like conspiracy theory territory. If you won't be swayed by any amount of evidence, that's no longer skepticism. That is something else. So yeah, it's very sad, but it's kind of the world we're going to be living in, where everyone is okay, here, we fixed it. We fixed the cutaway. Man, that looked so wrong before. There we go. All right, we got our cutaway system back. That was so weird. That looks right now. I got to get rid of this little ghost. This little cursor ghost that's following us around. I don't know what's causing that. I mean, I know what's causing the ghost. I just don't know why it's behaving that way. There's this, I think it's an XKCD or something where they talk about that, where it's like someone at the invention of like the written word. And they're like, won't it be so amazing when like there's just so much information? Like when all of human knowledge has been written down and stored for all time. And then someone else is like, yeah, but what if we accumulate so much information that you're able to select facts and assemble your own reality separate from everyone else's, like your own distinct reality? And the guy's just like, shut up. It's the age of the reality distortion field. Because there's always been reality distortion fields, and people have been able to, you know, wield them intensely. Like Steve Jobs had a reality distortion field, but it's like it was generally considered to be a positive because he could literally will reality into a different state. But I don't think that's the same thing as having a reality distortion field now that I'm thinking about it. I'm probably moving beyond my expertise, and I'm starting to just kind of yap. So I should probably not. Reality distortion field? You mean beer? That is a way to generate a reality distortion field, correct? A low grade reality distortion field. I refer all further questions to Mon Mothma's Andor speech. About the dangers of reality distortion fields. All right, so what are we doing? We're trying to figure out why the little hover thing is not working correctly. Oh, this is a tile system function, isn't it? What did I possibly do to mess this one up? Are we just not tracking the cursor coords correctly anymore? Oh, these are cursor bounds. I feel like we're literally not setting this anywhere. We set it in... Oh, we read it in one place and we set it in 3 places. Cursor bounds equals coords. Cursor bounds equals bounds. Cursor bounds equals coords. We do that when we're placing. Oh, so we need to update that here then. We need to say... Here we say input cursor coords is coords. We also need to say game.input.cursor bounds equals coords. Oh, I thought that was the same line written twice. I remember erasing that earlier, being like, why do we have cursor coords being set twice? It was not the same. Yeah, there we go. Now we've got our little hover thing. Our little light. Yeah, this doesn't behave quite the way I want it to. But it's actually kind of okay. So the idea is that it displays itself when you're operating over like something that you've like, when you're not making a change, but it still shows you what you're doing. That's kind of the idea of this. So it shows here, but I don't want it to show all the time. Like I don't want it to show if you're placing a block. I only want it to show if you're like hovering over the same block or well, ignore that. That's a graphical issue. Like I want it to show up, but only if you're hovering over something you've already placed. But the problem is, so that means when you do something like this, yeah, so that kind of shows that this is the area you're operating in, but it's not replacing this part. I wonder if I'm using the wrong... I think I have an idea about this. Which buffer are you actually referring to? If block.form is equal to settled blocks.getAbsoluteCoords.form. Yeah, what if all we do is swap this to preview blocks? What if that's the only change that we make? What does that do? What does that do for us? Oh, we're back to this. Right, because... Wait. Oh, I understand. Maybe this is preferred. Maybe it would be better if it does this. Yeah, this is better. I've changed my mind. This is better. Even if it means that there's this kind of subtle highlight around the block that you're placing. I think that's good. I think that's like an oh, well, that's a little awkward. No, I think it's good. I think it highlights the change you're about to make. And then if I did like this, well, that doesn't display right for other unrelated reasons, but if I erase this, yeah, okay. This is better. This is better. So now when I extend this, it shows me like the whole area I'm operating around. I like this. All right, so the next thing I want to do kind of, well, not the next thing, but eventually I want to make it so that it looks like this when you're doing a selection, and then when you finish the selection, it adds like an outline to it. Maybe not this much of an outline, maybe like just around the outside. All right, so I think we've finished the preliminary work. So I can get rid of this from the parameter list here because we don't use it. In which case, do I not even need it at all then? No, I use it for the cutaway. For some reason. Why do I use it? Cutaway blocks, preview blocks. Cutaway blocks by cursored room. Why do you need to know? Oh. Oh, you're using the rooms. Fascinating. Yeah, we can get rid of this. Yeah, I think we're pretty much ready to work on our unified auto tiler. I think I've fixed the structural issues around it. I'm gonna snooze the ads. I think this might be a short stream today. I have to go get some laundry going, and I started pretty late. So I don't know if I want to dig into that right now. Oh, we could write the rooms back from the... Oh, I'm starting to visualize in my mind how we could get the FLED fill to run asynchronously without worrying about data getting made obsolete. I mean, it would get made obsolete to an extent, but I think it would be self-correcting pretty quickly. But yeah, I think I might wrap up a little early today. Because I think the next chunk of what we're doing is big. Let's see if we can we knock any tasks off of the to-do list here? No. So these are both still related. We should add this as a task though, what we're about to do here. Add card. Unify. Auto tiler. Can I just say unified auto tiling? Call it like an API or something like that. Add that onto our list of stuff. Well, it's not in progress. It's here. It's planned, but I think it's the next thing we're going to be working on. It was a good stream, even if a bit short. Yeah. My streams are 2 to 3 hours typically. I try to make the vast majority of them 3 hours, but it's a little tough sometimes between work and everything. Okay, well, the copy, cut, and paste tool went back. It went under review. It went back into progress, and now it's back in completed. So, lol. All right. I will remember to commit. It was helpful that I hadn't committed yesterday, but I'll remember to commit today. But yeah, this was nice. Appreciate seeing a new face here. Daniel, thanks for hanging out here. People lurking, thank you for lurking. Hydrate, Adagon, you got it. I have only been drinking coffee for the last 2 hours. How could you tell? Hydrated. Yeah. I guess there's not much more to say. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you next time. Bye.